Okay, today I'll going to start a new chapter, module number 9, that is the composite materials. Okay, now mm, this is the one of the few chapters which are actually the conclusive of the total syllabus of the engineering materials. Now you have all of you have studied about metals, studied about polymers. I think you have studied about ceramic also. And today I'm going to start the chapter that is called composite materials. And composite means obviously the mixture of some material. The mixture term is not technical, but I am using the term to make you understand. That is to use two materials to make a single materials, and the use of the materials are dependent on the property or the characteristics which is required in the resultant materials. Now coming to the lecture notes, that is composite materials, sorry, module number, not module number 9, this is module number 11. Module number 9 was polymers, and this was it. This is module number 11, composite materials. You may check the syllabus also. Okay, now composite materials are composed of, as I have already told, that two, or maybe most generally two materials are used, but maybe more than two individual materials are used, by which we can produce a single material. And those materials are, as I have told you, the three basic materials we have studied throughout the total syllabus of engineering material, that is metals, polymers and ceramics. I think about ceramics you have studied, and I think ma'am have discussed about the ceramics. Okay, now and the requirement of the resultant material, as the characteristics of or the properties of the resultant material, according to that we have to choose the constituent or the components of the uh, composite material. Okay, now uh, now composite materials are produced actually to find out or to generate some specific characteristics or specific properties which cannot be obtained from the single or the pure metal, or from the pure ceramic or pure polymer. That's why we have to combine two or more material to produce some material which are having the desired quality or desired characteristics of that material. Okay, now one of the common example of this type of composite material is the fiberglass. This is one simple example. Fiberglass is nothing but some glass type sheets which are used a various kinds of applications of this fiberglass, maybe in some uh, transportation system, that is the seals of the vehicles, in some cover of some ships or airports, not airports, sorry, aircraft seats of material, basic covering materials of ships and aircrafts. And in all, in different various vast areas, these fiberglass are used, that in the recent scenario. Okay, so I just so you giving you the example of composite material. This fiberglass is produced by combine the glass fibers and the polymer materials. There are two different material, that is, one is the glass fiber and another material is some polymer material, which may be resin or which may be polypropylene, maybe. Okay, now now combining these two materials, we are just obtaining relatively strong and stiff but brittle glass fiber. The sorry, glass fiber as a single material don't have these characteristics. That is, glass fiber is uh, strong and stiff and brittle. Okay, and polymer is flexible. This is the characteristics of the components of the specific composite, that is fiberglass. Glass fiber is strong and stiff, and polymer that is used in this purpose, that polymer is flexible. Thus, fiberglass is relatively stiff, strong, and flexible. That means the three required characteristics is embedded in the resultant fiber glass. Okay, because in single-handedly glass fiber cannot be flexible, and the polymer that is used, maybe resin or maybe polypropylene, that cannot be stiff and strong. That's why we have to combine these three characteristics of different materials in one single material. That's why we have to produce the composite materials. Okay, this is one example to understand the uh, reason to uh, produce the composite materials. Additionally, this is one another characteristics of polymer. I think in the previous class, I have discussed the low density or low specific gravity of polymers, and this is another characteristics which may be useful in case of fiberglass. Okay, this one is the resultant material. The component materials as glass fibers and polymeric materials, that may be resin or polypropylene, and the properties of fiberglass is stiff, strong, flexible, and having low density. Those are coming from the different characteristics of glass fiber and polymer. Okay, this is the uh, basic idea of composite material. Now coming to the structure of composite materials. Now, as I have shown you the diagram of basic diagram of composite material here, two parts are there in one composite material. One is called, obviously two or more, maybe I have already told that two or more, but in general two materials are combined to form a composite material. Now two materials are acts for two different purpose. The outer portion or the blue portion in the diagram is called the metric phase, and this is actually surrounds the this one, that dispersed phase. Okay, dispersed phase are the reinforcing material which builds the strength characteristics of the composite material, and the matrix phase which surrounds the dispersed phase. This brown colored thing are the dispersed phase, and the blue colored thing is matrix phase. Matrix phase surrounds the dispersed phase, and the properties of the composites are dependent on the properties of the components, their relative amounts, obviously how much amount for dispersed phase and how much amount for matrix phase is given or used for the composite material. And the geometry means the shape, size, diameter, those things are actually reasonable for the characteristics of the resultant material. Now dispersed phase, the geometry is important for the dispersed phase, that means the these kinds of wet type things. And the dispersed phase geometry, size, distribution, orientation. Size means the diameter, width, thickness, those things. Distribution means the distribution of the dispersed phase, or these component, that how much thin or thick the distribution is. And the orientation, these kind of properties of the dispersed phase material is important for the characteristics of the composite material. Okay, now coming to the next part, that is the discussion of matrix phase. And the matrix phase may be of metal, polymer or ceramic, that means any of the three basic material. But I think uh, generally the metal and polymers are used as the matrix phase or the matrix material, because the ductility is desirable for the matrix phase. Ductility means to actually the matrix phase is used to surround or to cover the dispersed phase. That's why the matrix phase or the matrix material should be such that that material is having the quality to cover anything easily. That property is called ductility, to cover anything or to make a covering over anything. That property is required for the matrix phase. That's why uh, in general polymer and metals are used for the matrix material. And if ceramic can also be used as the matrix materials or matrix phase. But in that case of ceramic, reinforcing components are added to improve the fracture toughness, because the toughness of ceramic is low. And if we use the ceramic material as the matrix component, then it will affected by the abrasion or some kind of friction, and that covering will be hampered. That's why if we use ceramic material, in that case reinforcing component must be used along with the ceramic material. Now in case of reinforcing may be done by the fiber reinforced composites, done in fiber reinforced composites. And fiber reinforced composites, for fiber reinforced composites, the fiber and the matrix material will act as the transmitter of the external stress that is applied on the material. And together they are acting as the medium to distribute the transmitted load to the fibers. That means from the matrix the load will be transferred to the fibers in case of fiber reinforced composites. Okay, now as I have told that this sentence is the proof of that, that is the matrix phase, that means the covering phase or covering material cannot take or cannot bear more of the applied load or applied stress, but that have to transfer the applied stress or external stress to the fiber material, so that most of the stresses can be withstand or can be sustained by the fiber materials. Okay, now metric material should be ductile, as I have already told, and elastic modulus of fibers should be much higher than the matrix, because the fiber materials or the dispersed material dispersed phase have to sustain more or the most proportion of the applied load or applied stress. That's why fiber material or the dispersed material should have the more elastic modulus or more strength characteristics than the covering materials or the metric phase. Now, coming to the polymer matrix composite, because first of all we are discussing polymer matrix composite. Later we will discuss the metal matrix composite and ceramic matrix composite, because uh, three of the basic materials, that is polymer, metal or ceramic, all three of the materials can be used as matrix material or the matrix phase. But polymer matrix is one of the polymer matrix composites is one of the material which are used excessively, or there are different kinds of application of this polymer matrix composite, and these polymer matrix composites are termed as PMCs or polymer matrix composites. This is the short form of polymer matrix composites. And polymer resin or polypropylene can be used as matrix, and the fibers as the reinforcement medium means the stress withstanding medium, and these materials are used in the greatest variety that I have already told. Greatest varieties of applications of these polymer matrix composites are there. That's why we are starting from this. Now I'll discuss several polymer matrix composite examples of polymer matrix composites. One of those that may be the glass fiber reinforced polymer composites. Glass fiber polymer composites or GFRP. This GFRP term I think you may hear in some of the material classes maybe, but GFRP is the glass fiber reinforced polymer. That means glass fiber is the composite material reinforced with the reinforcing fibers. Okay, now fiberglass. About fiberglass we have already discussed. In fiberglass I can repeat that in fiberglass, glass fibers and polymer material or maybe resin are combined to make the fiberglasses. Okay, now about glass fibers are I can show you one picture of glass fibers. Okay, please wait, I have one picture of glass fiber. And okay, so these kinds of fiber glasses, and by using the polymeric materials we can produce these kinds of composite material of glass fiber clothes or maybe glass fiber wares. Okay, and in glass fiber reinforced polymer, glass fibers are used glass fibers are used. That means these glass fibers may be continued or discontinued, maybe, and um, the polymeric matrix, that means the cover material will be polymer, and these glass fibers will be acting as the reinforcing component. These type of two components are combined to make this GFRP. Okay, now, sorry, okay, now the diameter of the glass fibers that is used as the reinforcing material in case of GFRP is 3 to 20 micrometer. And why glass fibers are used, the reason is all these, because glass is easily drawn into high strength fibers. That means glass fibers are produced easily, glass fibers can be produced easily, and glass is readily available, may be fabricated into a glass reinforced plastic economically, or maybe as a fiber. The glass can be made very strong, or easily that glass fibers may be embedded into the polymeric matrix, or maybe the glass glass itself having low, or actually glass is inert material, that's why the chemical uh, reaction cannot be possible in glass. So if the polymeric material that is used as the cover material is having some chemical properties, then also glass cannot be affected by that property, because glass can be used as the inert material. That's why these kinds of reasons are there to use the glass excessively for producing GFRP. Okay, GFRP means obviously glass fiber is there. If the reinforcing material is not glass fiber, then the name is maybe other. That means in the next example is carbon fiber reinforced polymer. In that case, carbon fiber is used as the reinforcing material. Okay, in this case glass fiber is used as the reinforcing material, that's why the name is glass fiber reinforced polymer. And this is one of the example of the composite material where polymer is at a polymeric material is used as the matrix phase. Okay, now coming to the characteristics of the GFRP, sorry, GFRP, that is uh, the total characteristics is dependent on one parameter. Obviously there are other parameters also, but one important parameter, that is the surface characteristics of the glass fibers. That means if there is any flaw or any roughness on the glass fibers, the property of the GFRP will be degraded, or the quality of the GFRP will be degraded, and surface flaws or the surface roughness can be easily introduced by rubbing or abrasing the surface with some hard material. That means the abrasion or the rubbing is the reason of the surface flaw or the surface roughness. And that's why uh, the the glass surface should be less exposed to the normal atmosphere, because that is easily affected by the rubbing and the abrasion by some hard materials. Okay, so So newly drawn glass fibers, or when glass fibers are produced, at that moment those glass fibers are coated with a size. What is size? Now this size is not that size. Okay, size, the diameter or that thing is not that. This size is one temporary cover. Okay, one temporary cover which is given on the surface of the newly drawn glass fiber, and when the glass fiber is used, when the glass fiber is used or when the glass fiber is reinforced for the composite material, then that size is removed, and after removing that, the glass fibers are coated with some chemical. Those are called coupling agent or some finish material is used to cover the glass fiber, so that the fiber and the matrix is having a good bond between them. Okay, so to protect the glass fiber surface from rubbing and abrasion, we have to coat it with some material and cover it by size. Okay, and when we incorporate those glass fibers into the matrix phase, then we have to remove the size and cover it, and some coupling agent or chemicals, some chemicals are used to finish the surface, and then we have to incorporate the glass fibers into the matrix material. Okay, as these glass fiber polymer composites is having some excessive use of this material is there, but there are some limitations. That is the limitation of temperature, limitation of application temperature. And sorry, this is 200 degrees Celsius. I have forgot to give the degree Fahrenheit. Maybe okay. Okay, now the limitation is 200 degrees Celsius or 400 Fahrenheit. Up to this temperature, glass fiber is okay. Okay, but after that, when high temperature is there in the application area, then glass fiber will start to flow or start to melt. But by some measure, we can increase these application temperature to 300 degrees Celsius or 575 Fahrenheit by using some high purity fused silica. Silica fused means heated actually. High purity, that means pure fused silica can be that means silica means the main components of sand, pure sand, and sand is having high heat absorbing capacity. That's why silica is used to do this. And by using fused silica means preheated silica. Actually preheated silica is used to increase the application temperature for these GRFP, and but this 300 degrees Celsius temperature cannot be increased. Uh, and the limitation is this, only limitation for this GRFP is this one, the temperature, the limitation of temperature. That's why we have to think about other kind of polymer matrix composites. Okay, now the last thing is the application of this GRFP, that is the application is very vast. Automotive or marine bodies, the cover or the sail of the automotive or the marine bodies, plastic pipes, storage containers, industrial flooring means in the industry when steel structures are there, then floorings and coverings of the walls maybe, or the floors or the roof, those may be done by the GRFP. In the transportation industry, I have already told that these kinds of fiber reinforced plastics are used. The reason is to decrease the vehicle weight, and as the vehicle weight decreases, the fuel absorption will be increased. Okay, that's why these kinds of low weight or low density, low specific gravity GRFP is used in case of transport industries to cover for the cover of the vehicles. Okay, this is all about the polymer matrix uh, composite, and the example is glass fiber reinforced polymer. There are other materials also.